Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to Esther's Espirational Message. Well, what am I going to talk to you about today? It's got to be the grandchild. I'm so sorry. It's got to be the grandchild. I forgot my bottle of port up there on the ledge. I'm going to bring it down later and indulge. You know, my granddaughter, she's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spirit. She's a free spirit. She's strong. She's tenacious. She's talented. She's only 5. She's got the mindset of someone who's about 45, but somebody who's 45 with wisdom. Because I keep saying, you know, people are older. They're not necessarily wiser. Oops, that came out of my mouth and it stays there. And so she's been with me the past few weeks as we've been in this social isolation and social lockdown. And for the best part of times, we've had fun. You know, I've done face painting. We have a dance routine because she loves to dance. I mean, she's pretty much like me, okay? I hold my hand up. You know, I call her my mini-me. People call her my mini-me. But don't tell my son that because he'll try to say, Mum, she's our child. She's not yours. I get it. I handed back the reins when she was younger. You know, there was a bit of novelty there when she came along. I thought, oh my God, she looks like me. She sounds like me. She's going to be like me. But I had to try and work through that. Yeah, give her back. She's not your child, Esther. I get that. But grandparents, I really need to talk to you. I really need some tips and some tools, and I will give you some tips and tools on how to manage being in social isolation or in this place of lockdown with your grandchild 24 days a week. That's what it feels like. 10 hours a day. That's what it feels like sometimes. Like I said, she's an absolute delight. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about patience. And if there was a way for me to snort something or learn to snort something, I'm totally up for that, because snorting is good, especially if you're under pressure. Now, that bottle of port, like I said before, is up on a ledge, and I'm going to indulge in a bottle of port later. But what I want to talk to you about today is, how do you manage, man? How do you cope? You know, when I had my boys, they were really, really busy kids. You know, they walked early, and I remember my mother saying, you know, boys don't walk until a certain age. And I'm like, yeah, they're not going to walk until they're after 1. One walked at about 6.5 months, and the other walked at 7 months. I'm like, where do you dudes come from, man? You need to go back to where you came from, because now you're getting out of bed, climbing out of your cot. And I've got to try and manage that at 6 o'clock in the morning. And the only time when I get up at that time is when I'm going airport. And so with my granddaughter last week, she tried that same shamong with me. You know, 6:39, Nana, wake up. What do you mean wake up? What do you mean wake up? I'm not going airport. I'm not booked to go on any early morning jog. What do you mean wake up? And so I just said to her, you play until Nana gets up. That wasn't a good idea, because when I woke up, my room looked like it had been bombed, burgled, ransacked, and whatever else. And she has this tendency to find things. She finds things, and then she loses things, or she deliberately hides things. So for the rest of the day, I spent my time looking for a pair of earrings that I knew I had. You know, sometimes you think you're going mad. I knew I had those earrings. I also knew where I put them. But with this little lady, it's just like she had amnesia. It's like, Mia, where are my earrings? Where, please? I got to go out. I mean, when I'm going out, there's not many places to go. I mean, going to the corner shop, I still got to dress up because I got to still feel normal. But it's like, please do that. Where are my earrings? And then she'd look at me. And then about half an hour later, she goes, here, Nana. And it's one of those times with the grandchild where you don't want to get violent with her. You don't want to give her a backhand, because it's almost like you knew where these were for the past half hour. You got me thinking that I'm going mad, and you knew where they were. And so it's been those types of things that I've been trying to cope with. The other things that I'm trying to cope with is this whole, okay, Nana, at night time I want to sleep in your room. And that's cool because we can read stories. She likes to listen to something called the Cloud Babies, and you know, all those sort of novel things. We sit down, we listen to Cloud Babies. I try and give her a hug because she's got this thing about being kissed already, you know, like I've got some disease. And then she goes to bed, but then the demands come in. She wants water. She doesn't want warm water, she wants cold water. And then she wants her torch, just in case she has to get up in the night to go for a pee. And I'm like, you know what, dude? She's not even a dudette now. You know what, dude? You need to go to your bed, or you need to come out of my room. And I know sometimes that might seem mean. It might sound a bit ghetto. But I've got things to do. And after 2 hours of trying to get your tail to bed, and you're still telling me, Nana, I need to go toilet. Go toilet, close the door, and don't come back in. And sometimes you want to get violent with them, don't you? Even though they're little people, you want to get real violent, because by now they've been dipping in and out of your room all day. And I got a whole heap of love for my grandchild. I got a whole heap of love, but sometimes by the time 10 o'clock comes and she's still, you know, she's still up. Like last night, we did a slumber party. I set a little tent up in my bed. It was all novel. We sat down and we watched the Smurfs. It was just so nice. We had some crisp, and then we snuggled down. You know, I thought, yeah, I'll go off to sleep with her because I was kind of tired. And she fell off to sleep. So I went out. I must have gone, had a bath, come back in, and she's climbing on something in my room. I'm like, you know what? If you don't get down off that right now, I'm going to go ballistic. Now, I'm talking to you now. She's banging on my door because she wants to come in. So what I would like to do is share with you some tools and techniques and some resources to get you through this time, grandparents, because you're going to need it. First and foremost, your bottom drawer, fill it up with lots of medication. You can self-medicate, and I'll get to share the things that you can self-medicate with. Rum, whiskey, port, whatever it is, self-medicate. Number 2, go to bed before your grandchild does. In that way, they can't rouse you. They can't get you out of bed. Does that make sense? I know it sounds crazy, but you know, crazy times call for crazy ideas. Number 3, these are your how-tos, okay? Your tips for today. Your tips. If you can't go to, in the morning when you get up, go for a walk, go for a long walk, go for a morning walk, go for a midday walk. Make sure that your morning walk spans into midday. You ain't got nothing going on anyway. You can't really be going out because nothing's really happening. So that by the time you have your grandchild, it's only about 6 hours before she goes to bed. See, I've been planning all these things because I've had to. And plan number 4, or tip number 4. Fill your bottom drawer with self-medicating stuff again. Remember I said that to you before. Fill up your drawer. And if the shop along the side road is closed, order. I hear Amazon is doing good business. And once again, what's that? Rum, whiskey, port, whatever it is. So on that note, ladies and gents, or I say grandmas and grandpas, what are your tips and tools to get through these times with the grandchild? This is Esther for Esther's Espirational Message. Thank you.